Thank you for being here today. As pet lovers, our dogs are more than just animals. They're our family. We celebrate with them, cuddle with them, and sometimes, without thinking, share our meals with them. But did you know that some of the foods we enjoy can be extremely dangerous, even deadly, to our dogs? Today, I want to bring attention to 7 common foods that you should never, under any circumstances, feed your dog. Some may surprise you. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness and prevention. Dogs metabolize food differently than humans. Their bodies can't process certain substances the way we can, which can lead to toxicity, organ failure, or worse. A small treat from your plate could mean an emergency vet visit, or worse, a life lost. Then the door opened. Let's walk through these 7 dangerous foods, and by the end, I hope you're more equipped to protect your pup from hidden kitchen hazards. Chocolate contains theobromine and caffeine, both toxic to dogs. Even a small amount can cause vomiting, seizures, or death. Grapes and raisins, these can cause sudden kidney failure, and scientists still don't fully understand why. Even one grape can be fatal to some dogs. Onions and garlic, raw, cooked, powdered, it doesn't matter. They can damage red blood cells and lead to anemia. Xylitol, artificial sweetener, found in sugar-free gum, candy, and even some peanut butters. It can cause a dangerous insulin spike, leading to liver failure. Alcohol, even small amounts, can cause vomiting, diarrhea, coordination problems, or worse. Dogs are far more sensitive to alcohol than we are. Macadamia nuts, these can cause muscle tremors, vomiting, and weakness. The exact toxin is unknown, but the effects are very real. Cooked bones, they can splinter and cause internal bleeding or blockages. Always give raw bones under supervision or avoid them entirely. When we sit down to eat, it's natural to want to share a little of what we're enjoying with our dogs. After all, they're part of the family. But what many dog owners don't realize is that the internal chemistry of dogs is fundamentally different from that of humans. Their bodies break down and process foods at a different rate and in a different way, and this metabolic difference can have serious, even deadly, consequences. For example, humans can easily metabolize substances like caffeine, theobromine, or certain types of sugars found in everyday foods. Our liver enzymes are designed to process these compounds efficiently. But dogs don't have the same enzymes. Or if they do, those enzymes work much more slowly or in different ways. This means that what's harmless to us may build up to toxic levels in a dog's system. A substance like xylitol, the door opened, an artificial sweetener that's safe for humans and even recommended in sugar-free diets, can cause a massive insulin release in dogs, leading to rapid hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, seizures, liver damage, and death. Similarly, chocolate, and then the door opened, which most people enjoy without a second thought, contains theobromine, a stimulant that dogs can't metabolize efficiently. Even a small piece of dark chocolate can be lethal to a small dog. This fundamental difference in metabolism is not just about toxicity. It also affects absorption rates, digestion, and elimination, which is why some foods linger in a dog's system longer than they do in ours, increasing the chances of a toxic buildup or delayed reaction. A dog might eat something seemingly harmless and not show symptoms for hours or even days, lulling the owner into a false sense of security until the effects become critical. And the door opened. The key takeaway is this: just because it's safe for you doesn't mean it's safe for your dog. Dogs have evolved alongside humans, and then the door opened, but their digestive systems haven't adapted to handle many of the things we eat regularly. Feeding your dog table scraps or human snacks without proper knowledge is not a kind gesture. It could be a deadly mistake. Understanding the metabolic differences between humans and dogs is the first, most important step protecting your pet from accidental poisoning. Chocolate is one of the most well-known toxic foods for dogs, and for good reason. While it may be a delicious and even heart-healthy treat for humans, chocolate is extremely dangerous to dogs due to its high concentration of 2 substances, theobromine and caffeine. These compounds are both classified as methoxanthines, and while the human body processes them relatively quickly, a dog's body does not. In dogs, theobromine remains in the bloodstream much longer, allowing it to reach toxic levels even with moderate amounts. Theobromine primarily affects a dog's central nervous system and cardiovascular system. After ingestion, a dog may begin to exhibit signs such as restlessness, hyperactivity, vomiting, diarrhea, rapid breathing, increased heart rate, and tremors. In more severe cases or with higher doses, chocolate toxicity can escalate to muscle tremors, seizures, internal bleeding, heart arrhythmias, and sudden death. What makes chocolate particularly dangerous is that its toxicity level varies depending on the type of chocolate and the size of the dog. For instance, and then the door opened, dark chocolate and baking chocolate contain much higher levels of theobromine than milk chocolate. A small dog that consumes even a small square of baking chocolate can face a life-threatening situation, while a larger dog might have mild symptoms from the same amount. But it's always a risk. Another hidden danger is unattended chocolate around holidays. The door opened. Dogs are more likely to be exposed to chocolate during Halloween, Christmas, Easter, and Valentine's Day, when chocolate products are abundant and sometimes left within a dog's reach. Chocolate cakes, brownies, chocolate-covered nuts, or even cocoa powder in the pantry can all pose serious threats if consumed by a curious or food-motivated pet. Additionally, some dog owners mistakenly believe that a little bit won't hurt, and occasionally feed their dog a small chocolate cookie or candy as a treat. This kind of habit, even if it doesn't result in immediate toxicity, can still do damage over time, and it increases the risk that a dog will seek out more chocolate in the future. Not knowing the danger. The bottom line is clear: there is no safe amount of chocolate for dogs. All forms, dark semi-sweet milk, white though less toxic, and cocoa powder, carry some level of risk. Immediate veterinary attention is crucial if you suspect your dog has eaten chocolate, especially dark or baking chocolate. Knowing this, it's critical to store all chocolate products out of reach and educate others in your home, especially children, about not sharing chocolate treats with pets. Among the most mysterious and alarming toxic foods for dogs are grapes and their dried form, raisins. Unlike some other toxins where the effects are dose-dependent, grape and raisin toxicity is unpredictable. Even small amounts have been known to cause acute kidney failure in otherwise healthy dogs, and the exact toxic substance within grapes is still unknown, making the risk even more unsettling for pet owners and veterinarians alike. One of the most concerning aspects is that there is no safe threshold. Some dogs have eaten grapes or raisins without any symptoms, while others have suffered severe and even fatal reactions after consuming only a few. This inconsistency means that no amount should ever be considered safe, regardless of the dog's size, breed, or age. Once ingested, symptoms of toxicity can begin to show within just a few hours. The early signs often include vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy, and loss of appetite. These might seem relatively minor at first, but they can quickly progress. Within 24 to 72 hours, affected dogs can develop more serious symptoms such as abdominal pain, dehydration, excessive thirst or urination, and eventually a complete loss of kidney function. Once kidney failure begins, the dog may stop urinating altogether, a dire clinical sign that the kidneys are shutting down and that the situation has become critical. The severity of the response so depends on whether the grapes or raisins were eaten alone or in combination with other ingredients. For example, baked goods like raisin bread, oatmeal raisin cookies, granola bars, or trail mixes can be especially dangerous because they often contain multiple toxins, such as chocolate, nuts, or xylitol, compounding the risk. Some pet owners may not even realize raisins are in these foods, leading to unintentional exposure. Another danger lies in the ease of access. Grapes are often left out on countertops in fruit bowls or packed into children's lunches, all within reach of curious dogs. Raisins are even more accessible, found in cereal, snacks, baked goods, and energy bars, often left unguarded or dropped on the floor. Since the mechanism of toxicity is still not fully understood, there is no antidote, and treatment must begin immediately. If a dog is taken to the vet quickly after ingestion, the first steps are typically inducing vomiting, administering activated charcoal, opened and initiating aggressive IV fluid therapy to flush the kidneys and prevent toxin absorption. Even with treatment, sore opened, some dogs may suffer long-term kidney damage or fail to recover entirely. What makes this situation so tragic is that grapes and raisins are often seen as healthy snacks, low in fat, natural, and seemingly harmless. But for dogs, they are a silent and serious threat that every pet owner should be aware of and actively keep out of reach. Recognizing this danger and spreading awareness can save lives. Many people are surprised to learn that some of the most toxic ingredients to dogs are also some of the most common in human cuisine: onions and garlic. Whether raw, cooked, powdered, dried, or in processed foods, all forms of onion and garlic can be extremely harmful to dogs. These ingredients belong to the allium family, which also includes leeks, chives, and shallots, all of which pose a danger to canine health. The primary issue with onions and garlic lies in their ability to damage a dog's red blood cells. And in the door open, they contain compounds known as thiosulfates, which are harmless to humans but toxic to dogs. When ingested, thiosulfates can cause the red blood cells in a dog's body to undergo oxidative damage, leading to a condition called hemolytic anemia. In this condition, the red blood cells are destroyed faster than the body can replace them, leading to a dangerous drop in oxygen carrying capacity. Symptoms of onion or garlic toxicity may not appear immediately, which is part of what makes it so dangerous. Signs may develop over several days and include lethargy, pale gums, elevated heart rate, weakness, loss of appetite, vomiting, diarrhea, and urine that appears red or brown due to the breakdown of red blood cells. In severe cases, and the dogs may collapse from lack of oxygen or require emergency blood transfusions to survive. Another troubling factor is that many pet owners accidentally feed onions or garlic to their dogs without realizing it. These ingredients are often in soups, stews, gravies, broths, sauces, baby food, and processed meats like sausages or deli meats. Even small amounts of garlic or onion powder, commonly used in spice blends or seasoning packets, can be highly concentrated and far more dangerous than their raw counterparts. Just a teaspoon of garlic powder can cause toxicity in a small dog. Garlic is often mistakenly viewed as a natural remedy for fleas or digestive health in dogs due to outdated or anecdotal advice, and some well-meaning owners have added garlic supplements to their pets' food. However, modern veterinary science strongly advises against giving garlic in any form to dogs. The risk of toxicity far outweighs any unproven benefits. It's also important to note that cumulative exposure can be just as harmful as a single large dose. If a dog consumes small amounts of garlic or onion regularly, perhaps from scraps given off the dinner table or hidden ingredients in commercial food, the damage to their red blood cells may build up over time, resulting in chronic anemia. This makes it critical not just to avoid obvious sources, but to carefully read ingredient labels and ensure your dog's diet is completely free of these toxic allium vegetables. Understanding how onions and garlic affect a dog's blood is essential for prevention. Once damage has occurred, there's no way to reverse the destruction of red blood cells. Treatment can only support the dog's recovery and help the body produce new ones. In severe cases, recovery can take weeks and some dogs may suffer long-term health consequences. In closing, our dogs depend on us not only for love and companionship, but also for their safety and well-being. What we feed them, or don't feed them, can be the difference between health and harm. As we've learned today, even everyday foods that seem harmless to us can pose real threats to our pets. Understanding which foods are toxic is the first step. The second is vigilance, keeping dangerous items out of reach, educating others in your household, and making sure everyone who interacts with your dog knows what's safe and what's not. A single mistake could have tragic consequences, but with knowledge, those mistakes can be avoided. So let's commit to being informed, responsible, and proactive pet parents. Because when it comes to our dogs, their health starts with what's on our plate and what stays off theirs. Thank you for caring enough to learn and protect your four-legged family members. They trust us with their lives. Let's never take that for granted.